with two options. Definitely, if you are not there, you must be where? Here.
All right. Okay.
Right? So you get
Okay.
the difference. So you should know that there are election dynamics. And I'm telling you the uniqueness about 2019 dynamics versus what?
So you did.
2023. I'm trying
All
to
right.
tell you that so that you know the difference between
Okay,
that
sir. So
dynamics. And in logic statement, in trying to create logic, you must know and consider dynamics. If not, it will just be some kind of
all
error.
right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So
So
that
you
was
didn't
what
vote
I'm
for
saying.
anybody, but
Yeah.
some of your people.
I voted for Atiku that I felt was a what? Better evil. That was just what we were left with.
Uh,
Yes, I voted. I'm saying it
okay.
publicly that
All
I
right.
voted because I was left between Buhari and him, and I voted. So we were stuck. Until 2023, we had a unique option that we felt was an option. That's why I'm particular about the dynamics so that you understand
Mr.
what
Atam,
transpired.
Atiku Abubakar,
Yeah.
Muhammadu
Yeah.
Buhari, they were not
Yeah.
the only ones on the platform that day on the ballot. Am I right, sir? There were other.
Of course.
So
But
okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
If you allow me to ask questions, then I would allow you to respond, sir. Please. Thank you.
No, it's okay. You can ask.
You decided to vote for Atiku Abubakar against Buhari because you felt that he's a much lesser evil. But then again, wouldn't it be better thing for yourself to vote for another candidate? Because if you felt that this man is a lesser evil, why should I give him my vote? There are Showere and the rest of them, are there. Why didn't you vote for those people? Why do you have to vote for?
Now, that's a very good question. Let me tell you, in 2019, lucky for me, I was still in Ibadan as at that time. I'd finished my final year exams around that period. I'd not left Ibadan as a young graduate. So there was this movement of ANN where people, Mogalu was called. I remember as a student leader, we've met with Mogalu, we've met with Feladuro Toye, ANN, we've met, I'm telling you that I've been active in the space, so you should understand. We've met with all these people. I remember when Obasanjo has called for a meeting just so that one of them present himself so that we have a third force. That was when the language of a third force came, but we never had that. So clearly that was a waste of time since they were not able to resolve that. That is already a waste of time. In 2023 dynamics, we were able to have that third force. We were able to have it. And that was clear that there are chances to go somewhere. Get the dynamics. That's why I kept telling you, you should get it. We waited for a third force. Feladuro Toye, Sowore, and Kingsley Mogalu of what? I think it was no. It was Feladuro Toye was ANN, Sowore, I think it was TAAC. Then Kingsley Mogalu was in I can't remember. Is it I can't remember the party. But I'm telling you, we've had meetings physically with two of them in the University of Ibadan, within Ibadan Metropolis. So there was no thought force. I remember it ended in deadlock when Obasanjo was leading that. But in 2023, we were able to have LP that we feel stood out, and we saw the performance. We saw it. It stood out. And all of us went in full force. You see me? I was the secretary of doctors for Peter Obi in Nasarawa State. We organized medical outreach. I was there. You see, in that medical outreach, because of my presence there, it earned me a query, but it didn't deter us. I'm telling you this so that you understand some of the sacrifices and efforts some of us put. So this is it. When we say we don't want those persons, we've seen their antecedents, we've seen how they are totally against our people, we've seen what they've done towards annihilating our people.
Sorry, have we lost Mr. Atama? African, are you able to hear him?
Yeah, we seem to have lost him.
Okay,
I can't hear
all
him
right, maybe
again.
he will rejoin, and let's see. Let's wait for him to rejoin. Now, I have some question for him, but it appears that we keep interjecting each other. So hopefully he would rejoin. Then I can throw my question to him, because I've seen his tweet, and it appears that he's very very strong with his views. Why he think that he's not going to support Peter Obi? The question here is this. I hope he's still on the platform. He can hear me. Peter Obi has not said he's working with Erufai. If Peter Obi had come out to say, I'm going to work with Erufai, he's going to be my vice presidential candidate, then you can decide and vote for who you want to vote for. But let's not throw this man underneath the bus. Right? Now you can dislike Erufai, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, you cannot take out the good things that somebody has done and you say, because of this, I'm not going. There is no saint in Nigeria, including myself. I'm not a saint. I've done things, even this morning, I've done things that a lot of people are not comfortable with. The beautiful lady here, Winnie, was the first to call me out and say, "Mindset, you're not being fair." I'm not quoting her, but something akin to that. That's, we are humans. Okay, I don't hold any brief for Nasru El-Rufai. My tweet about him is out there. All right, but let's be very mindful that the man that some people are saying they are not going to support again has not come out to say, this is where I'm leaning. It's very, very important. Dr. Crow, good morning. Oh, sorry, good afternoon. You have the mic, sir.
Good day, mindset. Yes, you are right. Peter Obi has never come out publicly to declare his intention to work with Erufai. And I think he's smart. I think he knows the personality of Erufai. And even if he chooses to work with him, that is his prerogative. Our debate is not with Peter Obi, it is with the people that started pushing the agenda. So it was a response to what was going on. That was why you see this entire debate. I want to greet my brother Ataman. You're doing a very great job. Great job. We're from the same state, Nasarawa State. He's a medical doctor. He's really working hard for our people down there. I'm an APC member, a card carrying member. So I never voted for Peter Obi. I never campaigned against him either. But for my brothers who did, great respect for you. So if I come out to speak against the coalition that they are working, that we hear about, people might point fingers at me and say, hey, you're an APC member. You don't have any right to speak. I will understand that. But for my brother Taman, I saw the sacrifice they did. They spend their money in the state. No, for those of you who know how the campaign went, Peter Obi never gave any money for campaign. The people in Nasras, they contributed their money and did all the rally and all the posters and came out to campaign. Some of our mothers went on the street naked to protest against when this vote was when there was no win. We saw those pictures and the videos online. So they tried. They gave their life. They gave their sweat and their blood. So yeah, well done, Ataman. And for Stephen Kefas, who was arrested by Erufai himself, he was locked up in prison for a month before he was released. That is very personal for him to come out and say, hey, any coalition that involves this man, I will not be part of it. So this was someone that was arrested by the individual for just speaking out on social media against the killing that is going on. And mindset, just for the record, the court just awarded the Adra elders 900 million naira just last week against Erufai for the Adra Agomadra king that was assassinated. And Erufai arrested their elders, 10 of them or 5, and locked them up unjustly. The court just awarded them 900 million naira that they were unjustly locked up. And Erufai balkanized their chiefdom, like Ataman said. And some of them, he styled emir, and all that. These are the injustices that we saw and we are speaking against.
All right. Let me. I'm going to continue to interject because I want the conversation to flow. Now, in 2023 election, you voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You are a member of the APC.
Yes.
And you're from the Middle Belt, and you felt your people have not been carried along. Things have been done to your people that you are not comfortable with. Was there at any point during the 2023 election you looked at the fact that El-Rufai was part of Tinubu's campaign team and everything? You felt that I'm going to call this man out, even though I'm going to support Bola Tinubu. I don't think he should be part of Tinubu's campaign team. Was there any tweet or any of such that you yourself that love your people so much, that you did prior before he left the government?
No, I supported Tinubu because I was part of the member of the diaspora community that met up with him in Paris. We spoke, we met the team, and they were like, hey, look. And I saw the work that he was doing. I analyzed his philosophy, his politics, and I told my people, I said, hey, this is where I'm going. My family are PDP members. They were like, no, Muslim ticket and all that. I said, no, this is my choice. And I told them that I've analyzed all the candidates, and this is the person that's going to win. Peter Obi, he can only win an election in an ideal country where there is democracy, there is open voting and all that. But in the system of Nigeria, even if he wins, he might not get the power because of the structure. And I told him that this is the person that's going to win. And I observed that these Muslims ticket that they were afraid is not it. And it turned out to be. Right now, people mindset is changing towards Jagaban. Right now, as I'm talking to you, on the ground, people mindset is changing towards him because we are afraid of the Muslim ticket, and he proved us wrong.
Okay. All
So
right.
I don't know if
This is where I'm going to ask you another question because it's very important. So you're saying that the people of the Middle Belt are very much happy with how they've been treated by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Have that stopped the insecurity in the Middle Belt?
All right. Let me give you 4 criteria. One, when it comes to economy, when it comes to social inclusion, when it comes to what's the word I'm looking for? When it comes to insecurity, our people are not entirely blaming El-Rufai and Jagaban. So that is why they are more lenient towards him right now.
Sorry. Can you repeat that again? Because I want you to repeat this because there's quite a number of your people on this platform. Your people are not blaming the
Not entirely.
So who are they
I want
blaming?
to be very precise on that. Because there are so many angles to the insecurity. For example, let me break down this insecurity that you're seeing. Now we are talking about Nigeria, right? Fulani people, and this is to people who say it's farmers' herders clashes or communal clashes.
No, Mr. Croc. We'll hold your thought for a minute.
Yes.
On this platform this afternoon, please, Winnie and every other person, Habila, the Pearl African, you guys will bear me witness. The individual on this platform that said on this particular platform that what happened in Plateau State was a farmer herder class is from Middle Belt. It's not a Fulani person, neither is he an Hausa person. It was somebody who is a member of the APC who said that what happened, happened in 2023. The killing that happened in Plateau State has nothing to do with anything to do with the Fulanis. It has to do with, it's a communal clash.
Mindset. You cannot blame people. Sometimes we use vocabularies loosely. There is one vocabulary that I've been fighting in Nigeria. This is the word colonial masters. I always refer to these people as colonialists. You don't need to add master to it. People just, once the media start calling them unknown government, they will just follow the trend and start using those words. They start using these things. So you cannot blame the individual that came on this platform to call it communal clashes. It is not.
He knew exactly what he was saying because I pushed him. I continued to push him. I made reference to the killings, and he said to me, right? So it has nothing to do with colonial masters English or Oxford English or Macmillan English. He knew exactly what he was saying. He said, and I quote, that the killings in Plateau State has absolutely nothing to do with the headers and that is a communal thing. That's what he says. So let's not push it to colonial masters,
All right?
right?
Okay.
So my
Okay.
question to you here is, please, permit me, sir. I want to go back to that question that I asked you. Are you comfortable that the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu have treated your people very well? And my question I go back to what I said. Has the killing stopped?
No, the killing has not stopped, and it was wrongly tagged communal clashes recently by the NSA. I'm sorry if this is going to get you in trouble, mindset. This is your platform. So if we're allowed to say anything, we bear the responsibility. The NSA, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, came out and called it a communal clashes. And the president repeated that with president spokesperson repeated it communal clash. But we don't agree with the people on the ground. I personally, I was
So
affected.
why would you then? Sorry, I'm not going to get into any trouble. I've been posting space. Why would you then support a government that tagged the killings of your people a communal clashes when you yourself know that it's not? What is more important than life?
So that is that I'm bringing you now. I'm bringing you if you listen to me patiently. So we have 4 points: inclusivity and consideration. One of the Stephen Kefas made a tweet a few days ago, 4 days ago, I think. He said that the Middle Belt has never seen this level of inclusivity since Obasanjo left power. Now, when our people come out to speak about the Ahmed Bola Tinubu administration, this is what we always tell people, and I think we spoke about this on your platform the last time I was here. Number one, there was an individual in Southern Kaduna that was so rich and so generous with the community, and he decided, okay, let me reinvest my money into the community by building a university since we don't have one in this area. Let us build universities for our children, because if they go to the center, the capital of Kaduna, they always get segregated. Some of them have come out to tweet that they don't even get accepted to study medicine. They are not allowed, for example, to write thesis and what do they call it in Nigeria? Project that talks about history of the Middle Belt. They always get pushed. They will force them to change those topics. You say, oh yeah, let us create a university here for our people. The person was haunted and they tag him a corrupt person. They frustrated his effort, Buhari regime and the Erufai that was around, and they kicked him out. When Jagaban came in, he called the individual and said, what do you want to do for your community? You want to put a university? Yes, go ahead and do it. After he approved it, a VC, Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Bishop Matthew Kuka was called in to administer, to be part of the team that we are set up. QB Rex was also called in to establish the university, and our people are so glad about this. 2 universities, actually. So they are seeing the evidence of inclusivity. That is one. Secondly, their son, they have been suffering from insecurity. Their son was now appointed as the chief of army staff. Or is it chief of defense staff? General Musa, Christopher Musa. So Jagaban was paying attention to what was going on. He said, these people are suffering. The choice of General Christopher Musa was not a coincidence. He saw it. General Christopher, the people of Southern Kaduna are close to the people of Plateau State. And they saw all these things. They saw it. They were like, okay, so what's going on in Plateau State? The road that are being constructed right now in Nasarawa State, and some of the appointment with Yakubu Dogara and all these individuals, our kings are being called to talk and to express themselves. He's calling them, listening to them. Teams of people are being sent and all that. So we are watching all these things and we're saying, okay, we didn't get this thing during Buhari. We didn't get it during Goodluck either.
Okay, hold your thought for a minute. Let me ask you a question. You mentioned the tweet by Stephen Kefas. Do you agree with that tweet?
Yes, I agree with it. Absolutely.
Okay, but you know that tweet is not factual, right?
What is not factual?
All right.
About
He
it?
said, you can go back and read the tweet again. Now, let me take you back to the time of Goodluck Jonathan. Who was the Senate president in the time of Goodluck Jonathan? Since your people were not given anything until, apart from the time of Obasanjo, who was the Senate president in the time of Goodluck Jonathan?
The Benue man.
Okay, is he from the Middle Belt?
Yes.
Okay, who was the Internal Affairs Minister?
I can't remember.
Who was the
You can tell
ADC
me.
to Goodluck Jonathan?
Okay.
All right. You see, the thing is this, right? Sometimes we have to be very, very mindful of these things. I do not have a problem if your people want to support Bola Tinubu, but don't take away what others has done for the region. Okay,
All
it's
right.
very, very important.
Fair enough.
It's no, 1 minute. Let me land. It's very, very important. It's very important, right? Now, what really my thing here is you've talked about every other thing that the president has done for giving making somebody from the southern Kaduna the chief of defense staff, which is a good thing. And you talked about the university, which I would come back to. Now, that has not stopped the killing in the Middle Belt. Has it stopped it? I want you to.
No, it hasn't.
Okay, so what is it about the inclusivity that is more important than life?
Okay, I see your logic. You think we should ignore all the things that he has done because of the killing and not vote for him and go for a Rufai coalition? Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm not telling you who to support. You know my job. I can go back to my.
Okay.
Oh, 1 minute, 1 minute,
Yeah.
1 minute,
So
1 minute, 1 minute. I'm not. Listen, if you joined the spaces earlier on, somebody actually made a comment. Winnie is here, and other persons here. They said that the spaces is against Aerofy. So they felt that I'm hosting the space against it, right? The other person said I'm APC and all those things. So I've been called all kinds of names, and my position. It doesn't really matter. So I'm not telling you who to vote for. I wanted to understand why the Middle Belt, who has not been carried along in every other thing in Nigeria, felt that the most important thing for them right now is to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they're not going to support Peter Obi, which is a good thing for them. But why do you guys have to now turn it around to make it look like if Peter Obi is to work with somebody, you're not going to support him because of that person that he's working with? That person is not going to be the president. Peter Obi will if people have to vote for him, right? But this same individual that you guys don't want, you feel that it's not the right thing for Peter Obi to associate with him, was one of the individuals who helped Bola Ahmed Tinubu become the president. So why didn't you condemn him there? I want to see a tweet from you, Dr. Krok, to say, I'm going to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but I hated Erufai. I don't think Erufai should be part of Bola Ahmed Tinubu campaign train. I think Erufai is bad. I think he shouldn't be part of it. I want to see something from you that says so before he became this thing. So why is it a problem that Peter Obi took a picture with this man and then everyone is running, oh, we are not going to associate with him. He's this. I want to understand why you people have moved from that angle and to this other angle. If you want to respond, sir.
all right. Fair enough. This point you made is, I can say yes. Of course, is a very legitimate question, but this is my own understanding of the whole situation. Our happiness started when Erufai was kicked out. The nomination, we were like, oh, okay. Our people are now awakened. Our sense was like, this is good. And Jagaban kicked this man out of his administration. We are happy about it. We want more of this. If you want to understand where this sentiment is coming from, we want more of this. Make sure that Erufai is punished. Make sure that anything Arewa are supporting, we are against it. Anything that they are against, we are for it. Right now, Arewa people are against Jagaban, but we, the Middle Belt, we don't want their choice. We don't want to associate with anything that involves Arewa. So if you want to understand really, really when this sentiment started, it started when Erufai was kicked out. That is when our people started taking stance. So before the election, maybe our people were not thinking towards that direction. You understand? So you saw us came out and voted for Peter Obi. After the election, during the ministerial screening, he was kicked out, and we're like, oh, okay, we want more of this. We want this to happen again and again and again. Does that make sense or not?
But Mr. Krok, if I can just come in here, just to ask you, maybe it's good to use your own self, because I mean you are well versed of the issues in the Middle Belt, and I mean by all standing you are a knowledgeable man. So how would you miss the El-Rufai thing in 2019 and suddenly it's back again? I don't think you have justified your point for that. It's okay if other people think, but I want you, as somebody who has known politics for a while, how is it that you totally forgot about that point and you're bringing it up now? Just to understand.
Okay. Before I answer your question, there is one thing I want to clarify on this platform. The middle belt is not North Central. The middle belt is bigger than North Central. The people in Bauchi, Southern Gombe, Southern Kebbi, Southern Kaduna, they are all members of the middle belt. So for anyone who will come on this platform to speak, just know that that is our reference. Why is it so? These are the Bantustans. These are the genetically similar group. We have similarities linguistically and genetically. We are not part of the Sahelian group, the Ariwakan and Borno people. We are not the same. Physically, if you see us, we are not the same with the Ariwakan and Borno people. They are the Sahelians. We are the Bantustans. The tribes in Bauchi, the Sayawas, the Zar people, the Bachama people, you find them in Adama, you find them in Southern Kebbi. We are all genetically similar. Our women tie two wrappers. We are not the same thing with the Arewa people. So let that be clear. So when you say North Central is bigger than North Central, our people are spread all over.
I didn't say North Central. Where
No,
did
no,
you
no,
hear me
it's
say
not you. I'm
North
not. I'm
Central?
not referring to you. I'm not referring to
Yeah,
you.
please.
All right.
Yeah,
Let,
let's
let,
just answer the question, please,
no, one
quickly.
minute,
Yeah.
one minute, 1 minute, African, please. Let me control this space. Thank you for the question. Okay, Mr. Dr. Croc, I do apologize, I said Mr. If you want to respond to that question quickly, if you want to, you don't have to. If you choose not to, that's not a problem. Any question that you're not comfortable with, you think you're not going to answer, nobody's going to put a gun on your head and say you have to answer it. So if you want to respond to the question, go ahead. If you choose not to, we can pass the mic to someone else, please. Thank you.
All right. Like I just said, this never crossed my mind, and I'm pretty sure it's for the majority of the people in the Middle Belt. The idea of El-Rufai supporting Jagaban was not part of it. Our option was there, and it was clear. It was Peter Obi. Yes, Jagaban can present himself whatsoever. He was there. He was there with Jagaban, but our people had another option, which was Peter Obi, and you saw them went for it. Me, as an APC member, I was watching. I never campaigned against Peter Obi. I have never written anything negative against him. I was just there. So if your question is why were we not up against El-Rufai that time? Because our option was obvious. It was Peter Obi, and you saw what our people did. So now we have only few options now, either between Jagaban, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, and Atiku again. The option is that this time around, if Peter Obi teams up with any person, either he continues with Dati Baba, either he continues with, either he get any person from the north, any person that is lenient towards our people, somebody like Amadou Umar Fintiri of Adamawa, for example, you will see that people, they won't say anything. They will come out, they will vote for Peter Obi quietly again. You will see it.
But you didn't vote for him. So when you say sorry, sir, sorry,
Yes.
you didn't vote for him. You know that this man is good. You believe that he's the best thing after Nigerian fried rice. Sorry, jollof rice. But you're saying our people, our people. You, Miss Dr. Croc, did not vote for Mr. Peter Obi. So
Yeah.
even if Peter Obi was to, sorry, somebody's mic is on. Can you please mute your mic? Even if Peter Obi was to come out with anybody else, you're still not going to vote for him. Am I right, sir?
Yes, I wouldn't. But my people, I'm speaking to the sentiment of my people. I don't know if you're getting the point. I'm
No,
telling you the general feelings of the Middle Belt, not
yes,
my own personal opinion.
okay. Not all the middle Beltons are on this platform. So
Of course.
you believe that your people are going to do this thing, right? Were you able to convince your people to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023? Were you able to do that?
That is what I say. I never campaigned against Peter Obi. I never did.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Why did I do that, if you care to know? I'm a realist person. I know that
No,
this.
you've explained this to us, right? But when you're trying to carefully make it look like if Peter Obi decided not to associate himself with El-Rufai or stop taking pictures with El-Rufai, it would appear that yourself or every other person around you will now move around. But what the thing here is very clear. Even if Peter Obi decide to come out tonight or this morning and join this space and say, please guys, I'm not going to associate myself with anything to do with El-Rufai, you, Dr. Croc, will still not vote for him. Am I right or wrong, sir?
Yeah, you're right.
So you're not going to vote for him. You never voted for him. You never believe he stands any chance of winning. So whatever happens, you're still not going to vote for him. So is it not what it is?
I didn't get that.
I said, so whatever he does, whatever he chooses to do in the future, you're still not going to vote for him. So there's no sentimental.
Why won't I vote for him? The point is clear. Peter Obi can win election in any country around the world where there is free and fair election. The Nigerian setup with ethnicity and bigotry, with the sentiment from Arewa, with the hate that first of all he's Igbo, he's Christian and all that, he's not going to win in Nigeria. It is a realistic observation from my side. I'm not going to waste my vote on him. I will vote for.
So you rather vote for somebody who would rig election and win election. It doesn't matter what. 1 minute, sir. It doesn't matter what the person, because what you're saying morally, okay, he might look like a good person, but politically, you do not think that he should be the right person. Because if you have the opportunity again tomorrow, you still go back and vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who you believe will stand a chance of defending his vote and do every other thing. But morally, or somebody who will look after Nigeria, who look after your people, even if you're going to waste that vote, you're still not going to do it. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, morally, my vote is with Peter Obi, but politically, I'm with Jagaban. That is my position. And
but you only have one vote. You're not going to.
That's what I say. I pick my political choice.
All right.
I pick my political choice than my moral choice.
All right. Thank you very much. Guys, it's actually 1:34. If we have any other person from the middle belt, please. I just need people from the middle belt. If you're not from the middle belt, do not raise your hand. If you're not from the middle belt, Austin Adams, are you from the middle belt? Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm from the middle belt. I'm from Southern Kaduna precisely, so that's why I'm here.
All right. Okay, sorry, sir. I'm the one that muted your mic. I do apologize, but it's quite noisy where you are. So, are you able to find a much better place to speak so we can hear you clearly and nobody would misquote you? Are you in a much better place to speak?
Okay, yes. I'm in a better place to speak now. Though I'm in my business place, so you hear a little bit of noise here and there, but I think I'm in a better place to speak now. Can you hear me now?
It's a little bit noisy, but I think we can manage it.
Okay. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here and then to make my own contribution regarding the issue of the agitation against the Peter Obi and El-Rufai ticket or Atiku per se, whichever one. This thing did not start because we hate Peter Obi, sincerely. That's the point that people keep missing. They keep bringing this point that why Peter Obi? We are not fighting Peter Obi. That's what we want everybody to know. What we are fighting is our known enemy. And we cannot be forced into supporting our own enemy because simply people want vote and they want to get the presidency. If I will quote Peter Obi right, he has said it countless times. He's not against coalition, but he is not against one that is for state capture. That statement in itself is speaking directly to people like El-Rufai and Atiku. These sort of people are not out there for any coalition that is there for the benefit of the people, and especially our people. So there is no way that we, who have been victims of these people, their activities are not hidden. Like the whole world knows, beyond the borders of this country, beyond the borders of Africa, the activities of these people are known. Why then is it a problem for we, the victims, to say this very thing that Peter Obi is about to put himself into, if at all he does that, is against the interests of our people, against everything that we believe in? Mind you, El-Rufai just left power barely 2 years ago, or about 2 years ago. So his activities are still fresh in our minds. All of the atrocities are still very much fresh in our minds. How do we walk past that? And then because of votes, then we will overlook whatever coalition because we want presidency. It can never be possible. We won't support that. Let me give the one instance. Let's take Gowon for example. That was the sitting head of state during the civil war. Let us a year or two after that incident, we have an election in this country and Gowon comes out. And then with someone from the southeast, and then tell who would now go and stand in the presence of the people in the southeast and tell them vote for this ticket, vote for it, because they want Gowon to bring vote from north, then someone else from south. Do you think that
Sorry, African, are you able to hear? Okay, he's back.
It is not possible. So
Yeah, his line is breaking.
we have not heard from him, Peter Obi.
All right. The reason I keep asking you if you can hear him, because sometimes people feel that, it's from my end. I just want to make sure that you're able to hear him clearly. But we lost him. I hope he will rejoin the space. I have a question for him. I wanted to find out who he supported, during the election, and perhaps he will be able to shed more light. So I can see we have new speakers. Please, guys, if you are not from the middle belt, do not request for the mic. I just don't want somebody to start moving the conversation somewhere else. I wanted to hear from the people who are from the middle belt. If you are not from the middle belt, please do not request for the mic. I have a reason for this space. As we continue, Miss Alice, I think I got the name right. Miss Alice, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Am I loud and clear?
All right, you're very loud. Yes, we can.
Yes, I'm back. Please, my network is a bit.
Okay, Miss Alice, can you hold your thought for 1 minute? It would appear that Austin is back. Austin, are you back now? Where is it? We lost him again.
Yes. I'm back, please. My network is a bit bad here, but I don't know if you can hear me.
All right, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I was saying, I said there is no point my people will be angry about the fact that this man, the person of El-Rufai, whose atrocities just barely 2 years, he left power barely 2 years ago, his atrocities are fresh in our minds. And then when we say ahead of time that any coalition that involves him, we would isolate ourselves. We won't support it. People keep thinking that APC sponsor everybody. APC cannot move our people in the manner at which we are moving. We are speaking because we are the victims and we are the ones who have faced this crisis and still do. So if we are looking for solution, why not 100% solution? Is it because, okay, let's say we want to, if the devil, so Jesus should now collaborate with Satan, with demons to fight the devil? It is not logically correct. We cannot be able to survive it. If you put
let me ask you a question, sir, please, if you don't mind. Who was your candidate? Thank you. Who was your candidate in 2023 election?
I voted and campaigned aggressively for Peter Obi. In fact, in my own house constituency, House of Representatives position, there was nobody in LP that bought that form. But the person who won in PDP won with 2 votes ahead of LP vote that had no candidate on the ticket. That was how massive we did Peter Obi in Southern Kaduna. That was how massive we did LP in our region. So I have never voted.
One minute, sir, please. You hold your thought for me. So 2023, you voted for Mr. Peter Obi. What about 2019?
2019, I did not vote. I have never voted APC. The last time I voted was 2015 when I voted Goodluck, and it didn't happen. Then I stopped. 2019, I did not vote because I saw the trajectory. These guys are power grabbers, not ones you negotiate with. I saw the tickets, I saw the options. They were all not going to benefit me nor my people, and I jettisoned the whole thing.
All right, the final question. Now, if you have Peter Obi, for some reason he decided to, sorry, your mic is echoing. Let me help you mute it. If Peter Obi and El-Rufai were to work together that's Peter Obi. El-Rufai is part of his, coalition. Then you have Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You have other candidates. Who will you vote for, sir?
If I get you right, if I have Peter Obi and El-Rufai,
No, not as a vice. Not as a vice. I'm saying, okay, be it as vice, be it part of his coalition. That's Peter Obi as a candidate, right? Now you have
yes,
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and you have other candidates. Who will you vote for?
if Peter Obi has a vice president who is neither El-Rufai nor Atiku, I will vote for Peter Obi.
So you
Are you with
wouldn't.
me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm with you. So
Very good.
in other words,
Now,
if for any reason
now,
this, sorry, okay, are you?
yes.
Let you want to continue? You want me to, Mr. Austin?
El-Rufai or Atiku is not on the ticket with Peter Obi, I'm voting Peter Obi. That's it. But if in any way either of these persons is on the ticket alongside Peter Obi, we will sincerely campaign aggressively against it. Not just only not vote it, but we campaign aggressively against it. We will use all our resources to fight against it. That is the truth.
Okay, that's fine. It is your, it is your vote, and you have every right to vote against any candidate that you wish to. That's welcome. So I was going to say, what if these individuals, Atiku Abubakar, Nasir El-Rufai, came together and said, we are going to support Peter Obi to be the president, and then you have Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are you still going to vote against him? Mr. Austin? African, please help me out. Is he still here? Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Let's continue the conversation. Who's the next speaker? If you're not from,
I would say Namdi is the next one.
Okay.
No,
Is he?
I'm next week. I started talking before. I was
Sorry.
asking you to my
Who is that? Who is that?
Alison.
Okay, Miss Alice. I'm not sure why you're answering a lady's name. I thought you're a lady. Is that by choice?
That's how Miss Allison, not Miss Alice.
Oh, Miss Alice Boy. I do apologize. So, Miss Alice Boy, good afternoon and thank you for joining. Where are you speaking from?
Okay, good afternoon, sir. My name is Edgar. I'm talking from National State, precisely, like here. Okay, the reason why
No, I wanted to before you made your submission. Who was your candidate in the last election?
Peter Obi was my candidate.
Okay, now you've seen a lot of things going on the timeline. A lot of people felt that they're not comfortable seeing him around Mr. Nasir El-Rufai. Is that a problem for you if El-Rufai and what other individuals come together and say we are going to help Peter Obi to become the president? Do you see that's a problem?
Well, personally, I don't think it's the problem. The reason why I had to join this page is because people like Atama that spoke earlier, the doctor guy, I'm also a medical doctor to be precise. He's actually someone I know personally, and I've been seeing their comment on social media recently, and which was something that wasn't welcome to me personally. And my reasons are very clear. Being someone that has grown up, stayed in Latvia for my entire life, okay, I might have a different perspective to what other people see. Probably as the reason why these few people wouldn't want to support a ticket that has El-Rufai and probably Ethical on it. I don't know the reason. They must have said one or two things, which to me personally is not a welcome thing. Particularly, okay, it's fine if the guy from Southern Kaduna say he has a lot of problem with El-Rufai because he was one time their governor and they are sidelined and Southern Kaduna people from his government and has maltreated them. It's okay. Okay, but I don't know why a person from Nasarawa or from Benue will now still be saying he has the same problem with El-Rufai. Okay, I've seen a lot of tweets. I've seen the recent tweets about saying and Bello, El-Rufai's son, say something. It's been long that I saw a tweet. I had a screenshot of a tweet from El-Rufai. He said something about anybody that hurt a Fulani man is like the person taking a debt, waiting pain in years. These are simple things. A lot of people would want to argue the fact that whatever is happening within this vision of ours is not an ethno-religious stuff, rather an ethno-religious cleansing. A lot of people want to argue it. I will speak from my own zone. I will speak from what I've witnessed. I didn't grow up much of the city boy. I grew up much of the village boy, and I've witnessed communal crisis first class, first hand. And where I work presently is actually a community. I work in the general hospital where a particular set of ethnic groups have been completely wiped out from the community. That's within the same local way, people that grew up together. Okay, why am I bringing this in? And okay, where I stay presently, and I've seen a Fulani and a chief man cohabiting together, and I've seen a Fulani man, a chief man marrying a Fulani lady, and I was like, so this kind of life can actually happen in the same state where a Fulani man doesn't see a chief man, a Fulani person doesn't see an Igbo person. What is the genesis of all those things? People tend to shy away from that a lot. Very well, a village people that would have supposed to gotten a recap of what has actually been happening based on the crisis and all
Sorry,
that.
sorry.
What is-
I'm trying to. Sorry, I do apologize for interjecting. I want to go back to the conversation because there's a lot of things that has been said. I'm not saying your point is not valid, but I want us to go back to the conversation. You voted for Peter Obi in the last election, right?
Yes.
Okay. Based on what we have seen going on the timeline, a lot of people are not comfortable because they felt that he should not associate himself with persons like Erufai, Atiku, and what have you. What is your view on that? Do you think that's not a right thing for him to do? Do you think it doesn't really matter because this individual that I voted for, I believe that if for any reason he becomes the president, he will make it, he will make a difference and something good will start happening to my people. I want you to answer that if you can, please. Thank you.
Okay, and the reason why I had to go all around trying to do a background setup is because of this same issue. Why the question will always be, okay, for a natural person, why are you so comfortable with the Peter will be associating with Edify and Atiku? Why? Most of the time what you hear, sorry, excuse me, please. Most of the time what you hear is based on what's been happening, what Empire Twitter. Me personally, I'm fine with a Peter. Peter, okay, we've seen prospect in Peter Obi. We've seen the fact that if Peter will become the president of this country, he can do meaningful things. So, and what way can Peter Obi become a president? Is it solely by basing on in southeast and middle belt votes? No, he needs hands, he needs support, he needs a working system. And if Atiku and Erufai are going to provide that working system, why shouldn't it be a welcome idea? What is the fear about it, and what is people's what are people antagonizing about the entire Peter Obi associating with Erufai and Atiku? Me, I see nothing legit about it. Yes, a servant to the man will have a personal grudges, but for a natural person, if there is insecurity in the state and there is a working, for instance, the person that said he's an APC person from Nasarawa State, probably Dr. Crow or something, he said he voted for Tinubu. He's an APC, presently APC is in government in Nasarawa State. So if there is still insecurity in Nasarawa State, which there is, who is to be held responsible? As the chief security officer, isn't it the governor? So if there is a governor that is under APC and still we're still facing the same thing, and this person is still bringing a shoulder that is flying with his own people and saying Peter Obi and Atiku is not a welcome idea, I don't see it as the legit reason. I see it as a particular set of people trying to gain relevancy. That's for me personally. I just feel, and well, they've used LP and Obi to be relevant in the state, and now that Obi is trying to widen the scope of his votes, that by including a probably an Atiku and Erufai, and it will limit their chances of being heard in the party, and they feel they might not be really carried along, and that's why they are actually antagonizing such a move because based on just this set of people, we can't achieve a Peter Obi presidency if we're to be sincere to ourselves. So me, it's actually a everyday welcome idea for me. Even if Peter Obi wants to associate with the entire of the North, I don't see it as a reason why, as the middle belter, he should be antagonizing it. Our problem is internal. Our problem is not a federal thing. And but with a with a presidency that is and that has the people at heart, and the governors can easily be influenced to want to see that the security of their state is being settled and all that. So me, I don't see any reason about that.
All right, all right. Thank you very much. You made a statement that I was quite interested. And you said our problem is not federal, our problem is state. I think you have a point in that, because if we are going by the logic that it has to do with only the federal government, one would not say, what about a state like Plateau State? Sorry, not Plateau State, Benue State, where you have the governor who is a member of the APC. So thank you for your wonderful submission. A lot of people will disagree with you, but let's continue the conversation. I have a question for you. If you're still here, I will throw that question to you. But if you're not here, I would move on with others. So we have Namdi. Namdi. I think I got the name. Namdi.
Sorry, I'm not from Middle Belt. Sorry, I'll remove my hand. I just wanted to comment before.
All right, please. Okay, thank you very much. Every other person on the speaker section, if you're not from the Middle Belt, please kindly get yourself out of the comments. Sorry, the speaker section. I need people from the Middle Belt. DUE.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mindset.
Good afternoon, sir. Which state are you from in the Middle Belt?
I'm from Benue State.
Benue State. Okay. What is your take about the people saying that this government has? Sorry, it's quite noisy where you are. Can you stop? Is there any way you can go into a much better place so we can hear you clearly? Because it's actually noisy where you are.
Is it okay now? Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's much better. It's much better now. It's much better now. Thank you. Okay, what is your assessment of this government in terms of the Middle Belt? Do you think that this present government has actually worked better for the people of the Middle Belt, or do you think that no, we have not really gotten more from this government? Or
From us, relegated us. We cannot boast of the full basket anymore. So, and the government has not done anything about it. The state governor himself, he has kept mute. So I don't even know if he's really working on that, but there's no evidence that there are serious in fighting the insecurity that is ravaging our people. I think some people have even protested today of a bus that was hijacked coming from this Igbo land.
Sorry, I do apologize, Mr. Dew. Hold your thought for 1 minute, please, sir. I do apologize. This is very not. Let me address something right now, because I know my co-host, Mr. African D. I mean,
Mindset, just call me African.
African. I do apologize, sir. Mr. Atam Kuza now posted something on the comment section that let me read out what he said, because I knew people like to run agenda. Let me read that. So I'm happy that you're from the Middle Belt and you're the one co-hosting this space. He said, I had to join the space with my associated account, and I noticed I was allowed to join. Mine said, you stopped me from joining the space. Why? And you're discussing issues of the Middle Belt. I thought it was network, but I have unraveled the mystery. You see, this is the problem with people. When they have some network issues and they're not able to join spaces, people will always run agenda. Please, Mr. African, was that at any time that you removed Mr. Atams? Did you remove him from the spaces?
No, I didn't.
All right. Mr. Atams, good luck. I wish you well. And if there's any mystery that you have unraveled, we wish you well. You can move ahead with your mystery and we continue the conversation. Do you please go ahead, sir?
Okay, just as I was saying, like of a recent kidnapping even happened in my village. That is in Ogbadibo local government of some people coming back from market that was kidnapped by herdsmen. This thing, I think they protested today. So this security keep going on and on, and they are not doing anything about it. So security of life and property is the most important thing that any government would take, will face, and everything will begin to fall along. So as long as they do not touch that insecurity situation, they have not done anything. Even let they pack 50% of their cabinet from Middle Belt, they has not solved anything for me.
All right. Thank you very much. So, one last question: who was your candidate? Did you support in the last election?
Yeah, in the last election, I supported Peter Obi, and I
And if you,
voted for him as well.
okay, if you have I mean, looking at the situation right now, there's a lot of people who are not comfortable because he's associated. He took a picture with Nasu El-Rufai. Would that make a difference to you? Will you look at it from another, say, I'm not going to associate with this person because of the person he's associated with. I'm not going to vote for him, and I'm not going to support him.
Some of the people that supported P2B in 23, they have not really gone down to research about the man P2B. Because if you are research about P2B, you will not even be jumping into conclusion and be making unnecessary noise where there is no noise yet. This P2B we are talking about has not come out to say anything, whether it's this person is this one, this person is this. And they have all sorts of noise on social media regarding if you do this, we'll do this. If you do this, no, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know. I do not support that campaign at all. That campaign is a wrong campaign, even against ourselves. It's really a wrong campaign. If you go back to Anambra where the man ruled, when he became governor, those that supported him, how many of them did they see in government? They should go and make a research. Those that supported him. I think I come across a tweet of a man making noise that as an Abga person, it was they were the one that welcomed people to be that during this thing. But this man was relegated after everything. They should go and read about P2B. You don't just because you support him to become something, then at the end he give you posts and give you this. That is not P2B. They should go and learn about who they are supporting so that we will not make judgment, please. For me, I don't say anything yet regarding the issue of whether he's going with Terifa. I don't say anything bad yet because he has not said anything. And I believe his judgment. He told me that any coalition that is not for the people is not going for it. So I believe him and I'm following him fully because I know any judgment he come out with will be the right judgment for the people of Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I would have loved to ask you more questions, but it's actually a minute past 2. I think we should be rounding up soon. I keep saying we should be rounding up soon, and my co-hosts keep adding people. African, who else is on? Who else do we have?
Let's have Chris. I think Chris is here to go. We have UJTV. So if we can have Chris, UJTV, and Victor.
All right.
Elisha.
Okay, thank you. Chris, good afternoon, sir. Are you from the Middle Belt?
Good afternoon. Yes, I'm from the Middle
Okay,
Belt.
which state are you
from? Benue State.
Benue State. Wow. Why is Benue State? You guys have hijacked the space. Everybody's from Benue State. What's going on?
I'm from Mobi local government.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
On to the conversation. First, I'm an obedient. I'll say that proudly. I tweeted, I think 2 days ago, that in as much as we have animosity against the person of El-Rufai, we should be very careful of those who are running agenda, who have other motive behind running this campaign. Nobody in the Middle Belt we fans El-Rufai. We know the kind of character he is, and we will always be cautious when approaching him. As for Peter Obi joining coalition with him, like few people have rightly pointed out, if Peter Obi is going with a vice other than El-Rufai, and El-Rufai is in the coalition or is in the maybe doing background work, we understand that okay. First, my little worry is if he's vicing Peter Obi, his security and his life could be in danger. That's how vile El-Rufai can be. And we don't want anything to happen to someone who actually threw everything out and come out fully to defend us and say that he was going to put his life on the risk for us. So we believe in the person of Peter Obi. If he's the one flag bearing the ticket and a credible person vice him in other than El-Rufai, we will all go out for him. But the person of El-Rufai will need to be very, very cautious because we've come to realize that these people play a long game and they have their own agenda that they can last for a very long time. And so for the benefit of us all, the Middle Beltern and by extension the well-being of Nigeria, El-Rufai will be a very, very detriment to our collective future. So that's my take. And I have my reservation. I'm still holding up to my breath since our principal hasn't even said anything. But we should be cautious. We should be cautious. That's the most important thing. Why we're going into coalition so that we won't repeat what happened in 2015. I particularly incur lots of trouble and enemy from my family in 2015 because I saw through the whole game plan where we were seeking for an alternative other than PDP called change. But here we are. We made the mistake as a people, as a country, and the result cannot be undone in decades. So we should be very, very careful and tread with caution. Thank you and good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you very much, Chris, for your wonderful submission. African, please, who's the next to speak?
We have UJTV next.
All right. Good afternoon, UGTV.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's very nice to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, I'm from Plateau State, and in the last election, I supported and voted for Peter Obi. And the election before that, I supported Kingsley Mugalu of the YPP. With regards to this issue of Middle Belt, you see, the Middle Belt region comprises, like someone mentioned earlier, a lot of tribes, minority tribes that are a mixture of either Christians and Muslims. And this group of people are very, very educated and exposed. So they actually know what is happening in Nigeria when it comes to voting. If you check out it, I regard to us as the most intelligent voting bloc that we have in Nigeria. Why? My reasons are that we have voted for governors in different parties, and then we have unanimously voted Peter Obi in the last election. It shows in the metrics that this set of people actually know what they are doing, and this is why the issue of El-Rufai associating with Peter Obi came up as an issue, because we are aware now Our sensitivities have been heightened because of the incessant killings that has been happening, the genocide that has been happening. Our sensibilities has been heightened to the point that if we see anything that is considered a threat to our unity and our safety, we are going to say something about it. And with this, I'm going to say that this clamor for Peter Obi to move away from Peter Obi and from El-Rufai and his likes is in the interest of Peter Obi. So I don't know why some obedience or supporters of Peter Obi will push against Middle Belt and thinking they don't know what they are doing. This is not an agenda. In fact, I started tweeting about this, and then I realized a lot of other people were tweeting about it. We have the same mindset. There was no meeting to decide what is what. It is in the interest of Peter Obi. There are so many people that are not in this space. There are so many people that are not on Twitter. There are so many people that are not on Facebook, but they are already sensitized to the fact that El-Rufai is trouble to Nigeria. El-Rufai and his likes. I don't want to mention so many. There are so many other people, but El-Rufai, as a principal person in this argument, is trouble. And anybody who is going to associate himself with El-Rufai and his likes is going to lose a lot of votes from the Middle Belt. And let me tell you, the Middle Belt is a lot of population. It's a very large voting block. So we have to, or Peter Obi, or people who are advising Peter Obi, should tell him to tread carefully when he's associating himself with some people. This does not have to do with just religious or ethnic sentiments. There are even corrupt people who want to be with him. So many people are supporting Peter Obi because of his principles. And it is this principle that is driving them to do whatever they are doing for Peter Obi without him even coming to show his face or showing anything. When we supported Peter Obi in 2023, we had no leadership, but in my area, in my polling unit, and several other polling units around us, we just agreed that as a point in fact, we are going to vote Peter Obi. Our parents in the area were against us. They were telling us vote PDP, Atiku, and all that. But the young people have known and have seen for themselves that Peter Obi is the right candidate. So this is no campaign or any propaganda against Peter Obi. It is the fact that these people he is associating with are a threat to our unity and our peace in the Middle Belt. And he should find a way to please excuse himself from their surroundings and play a bit of politics to keep away from them. He's going to have, when he does that, he's going to have the 100% support of the Middle Belt without compromise. So this is that. And if he doesn't do that, let me tell you, Tinubu is going to capitalize on it, because Tinubu has shown signs that he is not with that agenda that is against the people of the Middle Belt. He is trying to maintain the integrity of our ethnicities, the integrity of our religion, whether Christian or Muslim. So he has shown that in his policies. I'm not saying Tinubu's government is the best government or he has done his best, but his interests and principles align with the fact that the Middle Belt people don't want anything to do with terrorism, killings, and all that. And let me tell you, he's doing his best, even though people say he's not the best, he's not the best. But we know the best candidate is Peter Obi, so he should please excuse himself from El-Rufai. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You said, thank you for your wonderful submission. You said if Peter Obi to disassociate himself from the likes of El-Rufai, that he will get the full 100% backing from the Middle Belt, right? Mr. Yeah, okay. I want to ask you a question, please, if you don't mind asking. Who won the election in the Middle Belt last election, 2023? Who won the election?
Well, I can speak for my state. In
No,
my
I'm
state,
just showing
Peter Obi.
1 minute, please. Hold your thought for a minute. Now, when you spoke earlier on, you said, and I quote, that if Peter Obi was to disassociate himself with the likes of Erufai, that you guarantee that he will get his full support, 100% support of the middle belt. Was that what you said or not, sir?
Yes, I said so.
Thank you. So my question to you is not about your state. I'm asking you, in the last election, which candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, who won the middle belt?
Well, I cannot do the summations now, but what the point I'm going to point out to you.
I'll ask you a question that I think needs an answer. If you don't know the answer, say you don't know the answer, because you're saying.
Okay, I don't know the answer.
Okay, Bola Ahmed Tinubu won the middle belt. So how are you going to how are you going to change that? What other option do you have? What other plan do you have if you're not able to do it in 2023 to give Peter Obi that you supported the whole of the middle belt? What makes you think if he's not with Erufai that you're going to give him that 100% vote?
Okay, if you even check the elections, like I said, I don't know the exact number, so I couldn't say. But if you check the margin of victory that Tinubu had over Peter Obi, it was not such a large margin. In fact, the bulk of Peter Obi's votes came from the middle belt, even more than the southeast. So you should know that the middle belts are actually conscious.
Sometimes you guys make this thing like, I don't know where you get these numbers and you just read it. Let me just read something out for you, please. Hold your thought for 1 minute. Now, Peter Obi won all the southeastern states. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Please, can you call the numbers?
1 minute.
If you can.
1 minute. 1 minute, please. Now, because if you look at the southeastern population, it's not as big as the middle belt. So you're saying the numbers, right? But I'm telling you, when you talk about it geographically, Peter Obi won all the southeastern states. But in the middle belt, Peter Obi won FCT, Nasarawa, and Plateau states. That's the only 3 states he won. So how are you going to how are you going to give him 100% if you're not able to give him 50% in the last election?
You know, a lot of people had hope in Tinubu, in what Tinubu was going to offer. A lot of people were sitting on the fence. You did not factor in the fact that there was so much rigging in the election, even in the state, even in Plateau State where he won, there was rigging. So me, I don't really trust the numbers as it may be, but I'm telling you the stories on ground. I'm telling you what is happening on ground.
Okay.
People know about this thing. We are very aware. Okay, go on.
No. You see, I'm a numbers person, right? When I do my polling, my survey and everything has to do with numbers. Okay. Now I'm going by what you said. You said if he's to disassociate himself with the likes of Erufai, that you guarantee that he's going to be given the 100%. And my question here is, you didn't do it. You didn't even give him 50%, right? When he was not with Erufai. What makes you think you can give him Erufai? And what makes you think that?
How can you?
What makes you think you're going to give it to him right now that he's going to be with Erufai? I mean, he has not said he's going to be with Erufai. You see, the thing about this, right? Because I knew hosting these spaces is one of the things that a lot of people are scared to do. That's why I wanted to have all my speakers to be from the middle belt, because I knew that the moment I host the spaces, a lot of people will feel uncomfortable. A lot of people will look at it like an agenda. I didn't want any other person who's not from the middle belt. Hence, I am somebody who is willing to accept all the insult, all the name callings, and I will run the spaces the way I want to run it. Now, there is this thing that I dislike, and it might not sit well with you, okay? I do not think that you people have been fair to Peter Obi. He has not come out once to say, I am working with Erufai, okay? And I've seen tweets where people threaten him. When I mean threat, it's like, it has to be this way or this way. Names have been called and things have been said that I do not think that is right. And I said what I said, which the lady earlier on, Miss Winnie, was not comfortable with it. And I'm not going to apologize for that, right? When somebody is saying, what has he done for us, right? Is it because he has been to our region, he has given to us money and everything? And I asked a question. Has any politician in Nigeria, for those that contested and those who have not contested, have reached out to the middle of middleware than Mr. Peter Obi? Absolutely not. If anyone is comfortable to vote for Bola Ahmed, it will be fine. But one thing I beg of you people is, please, if you don't want to vote for him, that's well and good. But let there be a reason you don't want to vote for him, because you don't like the style of his politics, or he's not going to look at it. But the simple reason that he took a picture with somebody and you begin to attack him, that's not being fair.
But you can't take out a few tweets and then put it on the whole of the middle belt.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Now, hence I'm saying, once I'm coming, the individuals I have on this platform, they are all from the middle belt. Even my co-host is from the middle belt. Okay? Now, this thing is something a lot of people will shy away to speak about. I don't shy away from the truth. The truth hurts. All right? The truth hurts, but we have to confront the truth. Okay? When somebody is saying that we are not going to support him because he gave us money and everything, I am not a fan of the way Peter Obi plays his politics. I've said it and I will continue to say it. I think there's a lot of things he has to improve in, right? There's a lot of things that is lacking behind. But in terms of moral, in terms of being a human, you cannot take this thing away from this man. All right? It's good not to like him. It's good to dislike him. It's good to call him names. But please, for whatever it will take the middle belt, you guys will remember that he's one of those individuals that will always be with you people. So whatever it makes everybody feel uncomfortable, I wish you guys well as I end the spaces. Thank you, guys. It's been a very interesting space, and I really enjoyed the time that we had to have this conversation. For those who are not able to contribute, hopefully next time I open a space, we'll continue where we stopped. My co-host, I really, really appreciate you for helping to bring a lot of people up. I hope we're not missing anybody on the speaker section. I hope everyone on the speaker section.
We are, unfortunately. Victor is still there. Victor hasn't spoken.
Victor,
he's the only one. And Victor Elisha.
Oh, sorry.
He's the last person.
Oh, yeah. I do apologize. Mr. Elisha, my apologies. Please go ahead, sir. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. It's good to be here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Good afternoon. Where are you speaking from?
All right. Okay, I'm from Kaduna State, precisely Zangon Kataf. I'm Tiap.
Okay.
By tribe.
Okay, please make your contribution, though.
Okay, I would like to make my submission by making reference to 3 reputable individuals that I hold in high esteem. One was the former chairman of the Human Rights Commission, Professor Odina Kalu, who in a live television interview made mention of when he was asked about the character of El-Rufai and whom he's going to support if it turns out that El-Rufai eventually is going to perhaps be a candidate or is going to maybe part of the coalition. And he said if in any case such will come out, he said he would rather support Tinubu for second time. And in fact, he will second Tinubu again and again. Then the other person is Dere Farah to me, who happens to be Peter Obi's spokesperson during the 2003 presidential campaign. He was also asked a similar question, and he said that he was asked if he's still a supporter of Peter Obi, and his response was that as it remains, he's still a supporter of Peter Obi. And he was being asked about the likes of El-Rufai. Say, everyone knows the character of El-Rufai. If at any point Peter Obi will pick up somebody like El-Rufai, then he will reconsider his decision of supporting Peter Obi. The other person is former Senator Shehu Sani, who also on a live television, when he was asked, of course, whether or not you want to say,
sorry, Elijah, I'm rounding up the spaces quickly. Forget about what those individuals said. I want to know what you, Elijah, said, because Shehu Sani, every other person. If you go back to my tweeting, one minute. Listen, a lot of people felt that I'm here to support El-Rufai. If you go, please, I want you. Can you mute your mic, please? Can you mute your mic? Let me make this. Okay.
Right.
Now, a lot of people felt that I'm trying for El-Rufai to work with Peter Obi and everything. Go back to my tweet. When we finish this conversation, go to my space tweet. If you can find my old former account that I lost during the answers, or you can go to this one, go and put El-Rufai there. El-Rufai is not somebody I liked. I have not met him before. I'm not doing any. You understand what I'm trying? So I'm not going to delete what I think about him. What my interest here is for the people of the Middle Belt to be able to see that, listen, guys, if you find somebody that you think you can work with, give them a reason why you think you cannot work with them, not because of somebody he took a picture with. I'm not a fan of Erufai. My tweet about Erufai, if you say it, you'll be amazed that I'm hosting a space now. We're talking about Erufai. I don't shy away from it. I want us to be very, very clear with that. Okay? So I want us to be very clear. I'm not holding brief for Peter Obi. I will continue to call him out. I felt that whenever I feel that he's not doing anything right, and there's absolutely nothing anybody would do about it. The worst that can happen is name call it. Same with Atiku and every other politician in Nigeria. My tweet, I don't delete them. It's out there what I've said about Erufai, right? So I just want us to be very clear. So I want to know what you, Mr. Victor Elisha, think about it, because I know that the Middle Belt and the ones that control whatever happened on the Twitter would run an agenda. That's why I was so bold to be the one to talk about it. A lot of people are sharing a way to talk about this thing. There's absolutely nothing anybody is going to slap me or kill me or do anything because I'm hosting a space about this conversation. It's a very tricky front conversation, but it has to be said. So I'm not holding brief for Erufai. What I've said about Erufai is out there. I'm not going to delete it. I do not think what he did in the Southern Kaduna, I'm not a fan of it. I think he has to, if it means that somebody has to brought him to justice, if it means that the government, somebody have to sue him to court, whatever it is, the people of the Kaduna cannot have every right to do that. I just want us to be very clear on that. So if you want to make your submission quickly as we round up, thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, my view about the person of Erufai, two things. I find him as a person that weaponized religion. Now, before 2015, we've had issues about ethnic and whatever that it has been labeled or it is being called as the genocide happening in the Middle Belt. But when Erufai came, he eventually began to whip up sentiment, particularly in Southern Kaduna. Recently, there is a court judgment against Erufai about the people of Agara Kingdom. And the judgment is that he is to pay, I think, about 500 million naira for what happened. This man came, whatever that happened eventually, but then while they were still in their grief, he balkanized the institution, traditional institution, created emirate system. What does that speak? It speaks about religion. So he came, and anytime he has his stage, he has the media, what he talks about is disrespect about the people of Southern Kaduna. He tries to rewrite a narrative that is not true, that there is no fact, there is no figures. He tries to change history, the course of history. You hear him make statement that, that the population of Christians are 30% to 70%. And then he tried to make certain statement. So he uses religion as a weapon, as a way of getting what. The other thing about Erufai is that is a person that.
Sorry, African, the Emin. Hope you have not removed you. Hello?
No, I didn't do
Okay.
anything. I think
All
we
right.
lost him.
Because
Still on there, but we can't hear him.
All right. Thank you. The reason I ask you to do that is because I know a lot of Middle Belters are going to run agenda, and I'm waiting for the agenda to come and everything. And somebody just say something on my DM. I mean, one of my mentors is Prof. Chidi Odinkano. Everybody know I work with him in some other things. Everybody knew what he said about Erufai, that he will support Bola Ahmed Tinubu if Erufai is on the ballot, right? Prof. Odinkano, that is the spaces I recorded it because I think a lot of people felt that this spaces is just to whitewash Erufai, which is very, very sad for a lot of individuals to look at it from that angle. But, it's like people have to say what they have to say. Dapel, as we round up quickly, your final thoughts, sir.
So my own final thought is I understand the direction that El Rufai rejectors of alliance with Peter Obi is coming from, and somehow by some political calculation that may work for them. And let me clarify that El Rufai would rather work for Obi, even if Obi comes on a national TV and reject him and say, "We don't want you, don't come near us." He would rather work for him than work for Tinubu, as we see things unfold. And I don't think El-Rufai, even if he's pushed away from coalition, he's not going to fold his arms. He will do everything in his power to hurt Tinubu. And if he's going to do that, it's going to cost Tinubu votes in the north quite significantly, and that will diminish Tinubu's chances of retaining power. The other side is if he chooses to say he's going to go with El-Rufai, based on like the few samples of thoughts and views we're hearing from your space, he's going to lose. He's not going to really lose support because he will lose support because some of your speakers are saying they would rather vote Tinubu. So he's going to lose that support. So you're going to weigh them on the balance and say, okay, what support am I gonna lose if I pull up this man with me versus what I'm gonna miss if I don't bring this man on board? So he's gonna figure out the answer to these questions most likely and draw up his next line of action. But there were some things a lot of people said on the space that are very important, and I think we've not been re-echoing them. Number one, Peter Obi has not come out to say, okay, I'm going to team up with this guy. El Rufai has not come up to say, I want to work with this guy. If there is anything, he has identified with a party that Peter Obi was never part of. So rather than rush to start making decisions on unfounded speculations, let's watch and see. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dapper. The reason I wanted you to be part of the spaces is because you're a numbers person. You understand when you do your surveys and you do your numbers, you understand where things are moving and the directions that people should be looking at. Now, I might slightly disagree with you a little bit because if you look up in the north, I do not. Okay, let me ask you as a question before people will feel like I'm against a certain person and everything. But let me put it as a El-Rufai did not win Kaduna for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, right? In 2023.
That's true.
Okay, so what makes you think that he will be able to galvanize the Northerners against Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What makes you think? Where is the numbers coming from?
Okay, so there is another thing too you need to understand. Every politician has the kind of value he brings to the table. Let me compare two politicians for you right now. Buhari is not a strategist, but he's someone who people will desperately want to kill themselves for. You may not be one of them, but majority of them they know. He's not a strategist. He doesn't know the intricacies, moving here and there, mobilizing the key players. He doesn't have that strategy. But he has people that work for him behind the scene. And El-Rufai, I consider him to be one of those guys. He may not pull the votes, but he may influence people that may pull the votes. He may influence logistics, and as it is normal with politicians, I don't think you can disprove to me a politician that doesn't rig in elections. So they all bring their staminas to the table. He knows who to talk to and all of those kind. There's somebody that said he is a pastor. He said when he preaches the truth, 10 people walk away, but at the same time, more than 10 people or 100 people out there that are in search for the truth come to start listening to him. So, in as much as your life is a two-edged sword or double-edged sword, one side is driving people away from you, the other side is magneting people towards you. So you can see that playing. Like I said at the start of the conversation with you, mindset, and I said one of the biggest political mistakes of Atiku was, in my view, was his refusal to pick Wiki as his running mate. Given that Atiku himself, based on his running for presidency since 1993, it means he's desperate. So if you are desperate for power, why don't you just pick a guy through legitimate process that can help you win the election? And when you come to the table, say, okay, let's talk about it. I don't think they practice what they preach, because they are the ones say, let's grab the power and then we decide how to distribute the power. But he should have brought him out on board. So if Peter Obi look through his numbers very well and say, okay, I may not win Kaduna if this guy is on the ballot with me, but he will bring a lot of votes that will help narrow the margin of victory in Kaduna if I'll be defeated. Hope you know that the last election, the result were based on small margins across the states, and you accumulate them, and that gave him the victory. So if those margins are beginning to be narrow, so it's like Peter Obi is begging Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso says he's so interested to march to be his running mate, like or the followers on behalf. But now, see, maybe this guy, in principle, speculating that he's offering himself, and the followers say, okay, they don't want. So, if we don't know what, in fact, I would rather say, let's revisit this conversation sometimes around this time next year. Then the path is clearer. We know who is who and where this person is headed. Things have become clearer. Primaries are being conducted. Will be roughly a year, less than a year to election. It will become clearer.
Okay, thank you very much. You've actually touched something. I wish I have the time. I would have turned that into another conversation about Wike and Atiku Abubakar. That would have been an interesting conversation to have. But it's been a very sorry. Okay, I'm reading out something somebody said. Dr. Croc, you raise your hand, please. Go ahead if he's still with us. African, please. Can you see him?
No, he's left.
Okay, it's not there. So we don't have any other person. Every other person has contributed, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you to everyone who has been part of the conversation this afternoon. For those who felt that the spaces did not align with what they believe in, it's mindset space. I don't have to align with what you believe in. My point has always been that I will speak what people are shying away from speaking about. So if it makes you feel uncomfortable, fine. If your candidate is Peter Obi and you want to support him, go ahead and support him. If you want to support Kwankwaso, go ahead and support him. If you want to support Atiku Abubakar, if you want to support Tinubu, go ahead and support him. But one thing is very clear. You cannot take away what this guy has done. Okay? Whether you like him, you dislike him, you don't want to be with him and everything, I am not going to allow people to pull a wool over my eyes and say, because he gave us money, he has done well, right? If you don't like him, vote against him and vote against what he stands for. But morally, do what is right. Okay? On that note, I wish you guys well, and I will see you some other time. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you all.